Okay, abusia ba makwa ba sonko so ereba POG Media so abusia yambonra yensem no ErnestAdison former BOG boss NHS National Security akwa pie money printed machine so ewo ne fia HSE odi twa sika abusia and the cedis dollars pounds eno de ErnestAdison no ono ankasa etwa sika ewo ne fie kwasi prat aba betru hot fire sound so drop hot details credit goes to him na yensem menam yenko na yenko tie nsema course na answer na ebeko no owo ensem kan bi afa share comment section like share ma afofo so ensa entumi enka bi aha POG Media so madam say
we are told that there were empty money boxes in the house. What does it mean? First of all, what is a money box? You know, children, they keep these small boxes of this size. Susu box, thank you. And they keep coins inside and so on. That's a money box, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So if they found these types of money boxes in his house, what is the problem? Did they find huge, gigantic money boxes in his house which carry 2 billion? And if they did find huge, gigantic boxes in his house which carry 2 billion, what is the inference? That some monies were carried from the central bank to his house and emptied, and the boxes left behind. Is that the inference? And if that is the inference, why are we not being told? What kind of boxes did they find in his house beyond them being money boxes? What kind of boxes? And how are those boxes related to the search on his house? Did they go to his house because of those money boxes? Or they accidentally found those money boxes and so on? I don't know what to make of this. I simply don't know what to make of this. Now listen, in the campaign for the 2024 elections, President Mahama made a bold promise to the people of Ghana. He said that if he was elected, those who have stolen our monies will be made to cough the monies out. One. They will be punished for stealing the money and so on. And the people of Ghana accepted this and voted for him. So part of his mandate is to recover what they call the loot. Part of his mandate is to punish those who looted. Nobody can quarrel with that. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody can quarrel with that. But then everybody expects that some important principles of law should be upheld. And one of the most important principles of law is that every and anybody must be presumed to be innocent until convicted by not just a court, but a competent court. You understand what I mean? And this is a principle all of us must respect. This is a principle all of us must uphold. Okay? So it is important that even those who are suspected of having committed crime should be made to enjoy their full rights as citizens until convicted by a competent court. This is an important principle that we cannot play with at all. You understand? Now, for me, I must say that one of the texters, Dennis Akuffo, made a point. And then, Dennis, I salute you. You understand? I fully agree with you. Sometimes the aesthetics of cases become more important than the substance. You understand? And at the center of all of these so-called raids, searches, and so on, is this personality called Japa. I have nothing against Jakpa. He may be doing his work as assigned to him by his superiors and so on. You understand? But we cannot forget that just a few months ago, he was in court being tried. And we remember the tape recordings and all of those things and so on. All of those things color his actions today.
Yeah.
You can't take those things out. So sometimes it is so easy for people to assume that this is vengeance, payback time. It may not be the case. It may not be the case, but I'm talking about the aesthetics.
Yeah.
So therefore, I agree with Dennis Akwete that if things must be done and so on, why must it be done under the leadership of what is his name? Jakpa. Why? Somebody must explain. Because it seems to me that they are not paying attention to the aesthetics. They are not. Nobody is paying attention to the aesthetics. But the aesthetics are as important and valuable as substance in these matters. You understand? So that's part of the problem. Now, I'm sitting back and I'm wondering, I'm really wondering, Sana, Bank of Ghana, you say his name is ErnestAdison.
Yes.
If any government, any serious prosecution authority wants to investigate ErnestAdison and prosecute him, do you have to search his house?
No.
Tell me, do you have to search his house?
No.
Because what we were told, and I'm not saying it, what we were told was that he illegally printed currency. Illegally printed currency. Would the evidence for that be found in his house?
No. No, not at all.
We were told that he took certain actions which led to substantial financial loss to the state because it was without parliamentary approval. Is the evidence for that available in his house?
No.
So think back. All the things that were said about ErnestAdison, you think he cannot be prosecuted without going to his house? So this going to his house, what was it meant to find? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they have answers, but I don't know. Nobody knows. The only people who know may be in national security. You understand? Maybe in the Attorney General's office and so on. I wish that these investigations be carried out in the most transparent manner. In a manner which does not give the targets of investigations and so on some high moral grounds, to turn around and to do some of the things that we are hearing and seeing today. Let these investigations be based on law.
Yeah.
Let the rights of the accused be respected. And let convictions take place and nobody would have anything to do with that. You understand? Now, look, MPP. Everybody knows what is happening in the MPP today.
Yeah.
The leading member of the party is here. Former member of parliament is here. Everybody knows what is happening in the MPP. Okay. If the MPP actually thinks that the way forward is what Afenyo Makin is doing, God bless them. If the MPP really thinks that the way forward lies in numerous press conferences of no substance, God bless them. Because what is happening in the MPP is a really substantial movement leading to the establishment of the true values of the party.
Yeah.
It's the true values of the party which is in contention.
Yeah.
You understand? And until that is resolved, this noise making, sometimes childish in the extreme would not help anybody. It will not help them. It will not help the country. It will not help anybody. You understand? So, what is my position? My true position is this. No citizen is above the law. And if you say that no citizen is above the law, what you also imply is that no citizen is under the law. I mean, all of us have to be treated with equal measure, irrespective of our party affiliation and so on. All of us, let all of us, and I was wrong. Every citizen should be under the law, not above the law. So let all of us be treated, under the law and not above the law. Citizens have rights guaranteed by the Constitution, guaranteed by legislation passed by Parliament. It should work. You understand? It should work. I am in sympathy with the position which was taken by my good friend, lawyer Apia Dankwa. Because when the Office of Special Prosecutor was being created, I objected to it, the manner in which that office was being created. It was only going to lead to chaos. But nobody listened. Because one, the NDC members of Parliament did not want to oppose the process so that they would be thought of as persons who didn't want accountability. So they went along. The NPP members of Parliament went along, not so much so that they believed in what was being done, but because the executive wanted to make a point. It was received public applause and so on. So we established the Office of Special Prosecutor, pretending that it was an independent institution, when the Constitution says very clearly that the power to prosecute is vested in the Attorney General. That has not changed. Every other law is supposed to be inferior to the provisions of the Constitution. And yet, we have Parliament establishing the Office of Special Prosecutor and pretending that it's an independent institution and so on. One of the reasons why they claimed that we needed to establish the Office of Special Prosecutor was that the Attorney General was appointed by the President. Who appoints the Special Prosecutor?
You said the President. Did
we go or did we come? I mean, sometimes you can't believe what we do to ourselves. So we established this Office of Special Prosecutor. And in the beginning, there was so much euphoria and so on, not so much in the office, but in the person who was going to occupy the office. Because the person who was going to occupy the office was an NDC person or had been associated with the NDC and so on, had actually become vice presidential candidate of the NDC at one point. So people in the NPP were happy to say, their own man is the one who is going to be dealing with them and so on. You lie? I lie? No. They were so happy. That was the whole point. Today, I'm sure that there are people in the NDC who are also so very happy. And you know what they are saying? Oh, we didn't appoint him. It is their own appointee who is dealing with them. And so on. Should we run a country like this? Should we run a nation like this? I am not so sure. I think we should clean up our act. You understand? As for Mr. Ken Oforiatta, I think he should be made to understand in clear language that his citizenship of this country is not superior to the citizenship of any other citizen. He's a citizen like Senna. He's a citizen like Kwame Mensah from Ashirasi. You understand? His citizen is not superior to the citizenship of my good friend in Bolga, Atinga, and so on. He must begin to understand that. And that at some point or now, the people of Ghana would ask him to account for his stewardship. It's a legitimate demand. You can't sit in the Ministry of Finance and make all these important decisions of life and death for a country and not be asked to account for your stewardship. You cannot be president of this republic and at some point not be asked to account for your stewardship and so on. So he will be asked to account for his stewardship. Now, if he has done everything according to law, if he has not broken any law, he should not have any fears. You understand? But if he's done something against the dictates of our law and so on, of course you should expect that the rod of justice will lash him at the back. Yeah. That's if he's lucky. Yeah. If he's not lucky, it will lash him on his forehead.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's think about it. So that's one point. This court warrant thing, I am not sure is sufficient justification for entering anybody's house or for doing any of the things which have been done. I'm not sure that simply obtaining a court warrant justifies things. I'm not sure. I'm simply not sure. Okay, that's one. Now, you know, in our days, well, I'm still alive, you understand. One of the protections that we had in those days was the habeas corpus law. Yeah. Habeas corpus law. So that if you are arrested unjustly and so on, your family or people related to you and so on can go to court on the basis of habeas corpus and request that the state should produce your body in court. It was some kind of a guarantee, especially in those days where there were extrajudicial killings and so on. The habeas corpus law became an important law for protection against the arbitrariness of the state. You understand? Then the PNDC passed the habeas corpus amendment law. Maza, one of the worst things that happened in the history of Ghana in terms of the application of the law and upholding the rights of citizens was the PNDC's passage of the habeas corpus amendment law. Do you know what that meant? Under the habeas corpus amendment law, if you are arrested and you file on the basis of habeas corpus and so on, all the state had to do was to come to court and say that you have been arrested for national security reasons. Finish. Case closed. So it rendered the habeas corpus law inoperative, useless, completely useless. And people suffered for this. I don't want this to be ever repeated. So it was lawful for the state to refuse to produce your body in court. It became lawful. So if you're talking about what the law permits and so on, let us be guided by some of these things. You understand? Yeah. They are lawful, but is that the path we want to tread as a people? And so on. Now, I believe very, very strongly that the state institutions, including its investigative institutions and so on, ought to act according to law. Otherwise, we'll be thrown into the jungle. State institutions, especially the investigative authorities, the NIB, the CID, the so-called Yoko and so on, all of them ought to operate according to law. It's a very firm belief that I have. Even when they are dealing with murderers, even murderers have rights. Murderers, those who commit murder, have rights. And we cannot violate those rights simply because they are murderers and so on. We should understand that very clearly. So today, I asked myself, why was ErnestAdison's house Is it Ernest?
ErnestAdison.
Well, forgive me, Master. There are so many names in the world, sometimes you can't get all of them right.
Yeah, that's right.
Why was ErnestAdison's house searched, raided? I don't know what words to use. I don't know. Do you know?
No.
Senna, do you know? I don't know. All the explanations that have been given and so on doesn't tell us anything about how and why the house was searched. You understand? So on what basis do I make a judgment? Master, on what basis do I make a judgment as to whether what happened was right or wrong?
So I have a secret and I explain in cassette or days and some way. I am money printed machine or chess a war ErnestAdison fear or they practice. I have a summer Japanese Okutis are ODW and my aha a POG Media. So, Madam.